What is going on, everybody? I know it's been a while since I put a video out, and you know, I am going to put some out, right? So anyways, today we are going to put a set of coilovers on our buddy Jose. Put on his car. I'm still trying to talk him into starting the channel, so I'm hoping this will give him a little bit of a boost. And yeah, this is like a brand new Honda Civic. I've never done one of these on Honda Civic, so we're gonna see how it turns out. Hopefully it turns out good. I already know some problems that we might run into, which is taking the lift back out from underneath the car. I'm not sure how much it's going to lower, but I don't know. I mean, I think we're experts now. I mean, we watched some YouTube videos on it, and now we're making a YouTube video on it. So, all right, well, just stick around. All right, like I said earlier, we're gonna get him in here and do this on this brand new car. All right, so out here at No Way Jose's Customs, we're going to do we're chopping the roof. We're taking that off. We're knock off about 4 inches. Okay.
Right. Low rider style.
Low rider style, as he says. Right?
Right.
All right, so basically the purpose of this video is to show you two people that's never done this on this type of car before, and we're YouTube experts. So I think we got this, right?
Right. Let's hope the wheels don't fall off this thing.
All right.
All right. Let's get to go. Let's get to work.
So what are you doing?
First, we're going to do the coilovers on the front, which is easier than the rear for adjustments. So we gotta take the two front wheels off. Make the job easier.
You want me to lift up on it a little bit first? Just get a little bit of weight on it? Off of it?
Nope.
Okay.
Keep the weight on it for now until I get these, because the front wheels just spin.
Moment of truth, we've never lifted one of these either, so
Man, take her slow.
let's see how it goes. There's no slow on this, dude. It's fast.
Well, let's make sure it's on all the points.
Want to check the other side? Alright, so we're going right on the lifting point here, which we'll probably receive a lot of hate for. But that's how we're doing it. We're not lifting this thing up to the sky. We're just getting it up to where it's comfortable for us to work on. Take the tires off, whatnot. And the kit that he bought is supposedly supposed to be just to unbolt and bolt back on. Right?
Yes, but you obviously have to make adjustments for coilovers for your ride height specs. Full 1-unit kit. There's no spring compressions. Bolt on, adjust your ride height, good to go. That's
probably all we need. Scared?
No, because...
But you gotta do a shake test.
Alright, shake it. Ooh!
My hands are kind of
Mine are too. Who cares? We don't have to wash this thing.
Oh, that's solid.
I mean, if it falls, it falls.
Alright, well. This should be the 12.
I'm gonna see it all hooked together.
Do the, take this one off first.
You can't leave it on the bracket?
I took it off so I can get to the bolt behind it.
So I can see the bolt. Fine. This thing is broken. Jingle ratchet.
So the reason why we're taking out this bolt here, which is holding your brake line, is just so that we can access the bolt that holds the bracket on the other side. Because if you don't, the ratchet slightly, it doesn't go on there square, so you take a chance of rounding it off, and that bolt's pretty easy to take out, so it's better be safe than sorry.
Because no way Jose Customs, we're usually sorry.
Sorry you came to us and had to work.
Sweet, sweet.
What was that, 12? So there's a 12 millimeter for those two bolts. Right now he has the 17 millimeter, which is holding the one bolt that goes all the way through. Okay, mine fell off. His, we may have to put some Grammatron fabrication in there. He used the beat off method. It works.
Yep. Strong, man. Sweet, sweet.
What was that, 12? So there's a 12 millimeter for those two bolts. Right now he has the 17 millimeter, which is holding the one bolt that goes all the way through. Okay, mine fell off. His, we may have to put some Grammatron fabrication in there. He used the beat off method. It works.
Yep. Strong, man.
So quick note, you just want to loosen that up until you get a jack underneath it. That way the thing doesn't drop down like we were talking about earlier. And the next size, which is going to be the, is that 14?
14.
Next size is going to be a 14 millimeter, and that's going to be that sway for the sway arm there on the strut.
And luckily, I have a new car. If your cars have some miles on it, you usually have to hold that with an Allen key to twist this off, or it just spins. So we get lucky. It should come right off. No. Sweet, sweet.
What was that, 12? So there's a 12 millimeter for those two bolts. Right now he has the 17 millimeter, which is holding the one bolt that goes all the way through. Okay, mine fell off. His, we may have to put some Grammatron fabrication in there. He used the beat off method. It works.
Yep. Strong, man.
So quick note, you just want to loosen that up until you get a jack underneath it. That way the thing doesn't drop down like we were talking about earlier. And the next size, which is going to be the, is that 14?
14.
Next size is going to be a 14 millimeter, and that's going to be that sway for the sway arm there on the strut.
And luckily, I have a new car. If your cars have some miles on it, you usually have to hold that with an Allen key to twist this off, or it just spins. So we get lucky. It should come right off. No.
So here's a closer look of what he just did. Like I said, took this bolt out here, which is right here on the bracket. Okay, you take that out so you can access the bolt that's right here. Okay, so just those two bolts. There's the sway arm, pretty easy, and our one bolt here that's holding us up. So other than that, we have a little bit of stuff to do underneath the hood, and this one should be ready to take off. Now just undo these three top bolts, and hopefully they'll be ready to drop down. I just took it all the way off. Just watch the axle. See, so like this part can move. Yep. Just watch the very back part. Yep. All right, so how do I know if I have that turned the right direction?
So here we have the K-Sport Street coilovers, and there's a little nipple on the bottom. I can't take it serious. Cut. Alright, so here we have the K-Sport Street coilovers, and so you know you have this facing the right way. There's a nipple on the back which will sit it in place, so you know you're good to go.
Sit in place of what?
The car.
That, and there's also a groove where the bolt will slide in. So that's what kind of helps lock it.
Sweet, I didn't even know that. Learn something new every day.
So what do we do? Just put it up there and bolt it all back on?
No, so what we're going to have to do, if you don't know what a coilover is, these two locking nuts is for your tension for the spring. The bottom half is how you adjust your ride height. Lower it, raise it. So now we're going to measure the length. I'm probably going to set at its highest length.
How high you want to go? 6 inches or 4?
I don't know what the highest length is. Actually, I'm just going to lock it down, right? We'll measure it, and we'll know what size to make the other side. What length to make the other side.
Here's a question.
Right.
You want to go lower than that one, right?
Right. It's already lower from fact without, like, it should like half the size of it already.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I mean that's significantly lower.
Usually what I do, and from my experience of using coilovers, I will back it all the way off at its full length, and then you can lower it on the car so you're not starting off completely slammed. It's easier to lower it than raise it, if that makes sense. So,
alright, so it's been a couple hours. We didn't really record us doing the back. It wasn't really that bad. Really. What do you think?
it wasn't bad at all.
So,
Pretty straightforward.
what we did, we just took out this bolt right here. You got 2 bolts way up here that we took out. They were number 12s. Took out this one here, is number 17. I did this one here, which is a 17. And they recommend doing the sway bar, which we did not do. We just took a crowbar and pushed down a little bit and pulled the spring out. And kind of guessed as far as our height goes. And we'll put the tire on it and see what we got. Look at this squat back here.
Actually not that bad. I think I get the front lower. Looks good.
Looks good. You heard it. It looks good. So, all right.
Drop the front 2 more inches. Match the back. We scrape away.
For a person that's never done this job before,
It sucks.
how would you rate this between 1 to 10? 10 being the hardest, 1 being the easiest. I would say a 6.
I would say, to be honest, hardness, it's probably a 4. It's not hard. You just have to know your adjustments. If you know your adjustments, it's an easy job. 4. If you don't know your adjustments, 8 or 9 is because you don't know what you're running into. If you figure out the adjustments before you get into it, it's straightforward and stuff.
And now we got a Carolina squat on the Honda.